Hello everyone and welcome back to RIZE Racing League. We're with our Division 2 drivers here in Brazil. We have a bit of a change up to the usual format. We are following the same format that the F1 season followed, and it is the F1 sprint. So we do have a short qualifying session to kick us off rather than the normal full quali. And that qualifying session will determine the grid for our sprint race, which is a 25% race. And then the finishing positions of that race will then set the grid for our 50% race. So a bit of a change to the format this week for our Division 2 drivers, and it is going to be an exciting one. We have trialled out the sprint format before, and it did work quite well. So let's just see who got out on track. Okay, so first driver leading the pack away is the Alfa Romeo of RIZE Brawler. He won't set a time in this session, or at least it won't be a fast time, because he is reserving in the session today. So the first driver to set a fast time is going to be the Alfa Romeo of Infinite, who is going to get a nice tow down the straight from his teammate, RIZE Brawler. It seems like there is some strategy coming into play here, which is very nice for the two Alfa Romeos, as Infinite flies down the pit straight and into turn one quite nicely there. In terms of tyre strategy, you can see that the majority of drivers are opting for the soft tyre start. The tyre that you set the fastest lap time on is going to be the tyre that you start the race on. We do have 3 drivers as it stands with the medium tyre fitted, and what that means is that if they set the fastest lap time on those medium tyres, they will start the sprint race on the medium tyres. And with the sprint race, unfortunately, due to the limitations of the game, you do have to complete a pit stop during the sprint race. In real life, the drivers did not need to do that. They could have one tyre choice set, and they could absolutely carry those tyres on right through to the end of the Grand Prix. However, in this case, the drivers will have to make at least one pit stop, otherwise the game will disqualify them. As Infinite crosses the line there, it is a 1:9, just over a 1:9. That is obviously the fastest lap time of the session so far. Next driver to cross the line, Namibia boy. We do have the XT Viper on the medium tyres with the 1:10.7, iZombie with a 1:9. We're starting to see quite a number of drivers here crossing the line. The Best Don't Mess next to cross the line, and he sets the fastest lap time with a 1:8.7. That is a fantastic lap time from the Mercedes of The Best Don't Mess. We are seeing so much track activity. There is literally just one car who has retired so far. That's AMG Smithy and the Aston Martin. All other cars are on track at the minute. You can just see how busy that is, and we have quite a range of times being set here. It's hard to keep up with the activity on track. We have a couple of invalidations here. Ariat Storms with the lap time that's been invalidated. Tom Tarka and the Alpine making his way through Sector 2. Same for Roberts in the Haas. He does have a Williams that was looking to come on track there. I'm sure that made him a little bit nervous there, but smooth sailing onwards for Roberts, as Mecha 84 is disqualified from the session. Not sure what that disqualification was, as Dirty Chewbacca comes across the line. He's the next driver to get into the 1/8s. It is provisional pole for Dirty Chewbacca. Fantastic indeed. as Roberts in the Haas crosses the line, and it is just above his Haas teammate. It's a 110.9, and that is up into 9th place for the Haas driver. You can just see it is what the drivers would describe as traffic paradise here in Sao Paulo. Toddy Bear in the Red Bull. He's making his debut race for RIZE Racing League here, and that is a very nice showing indeed. At the minute he is up in P5. He's having a little race here with DXT Viper. It's given me very much Hamilton and Verstappen vibes, and Toddy Bear looks to be making another lap attempt on those soft tyres, and it is up into the 1.8s. It's a 1.8.7, but he is not close enough to Dirty Chewbacca to take provisional pole off his teammate. But that is a very nice showing indeed for the Red Bull drivers. It is a Red Bull 1-2 currently, and actually, just as I say that, Kaz 420 comes in with the 1.8.2, very, very close to Dirty Chewbacca's time. And obviously AlphaTauri, sister team of Red Bull, and it's all Honda power for the top 3 drivers. Very, very nice indeed. Looks like the Namibia boy in the Ferrari just has a little bit of a spin there. Plenty of grass to avoid him hitting into the barriers, which is good. And Toddy Bear does get a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Luxie. I'm not sure exactly what happened there or where the contact with Luxie occurred, but that is a devastating blow for Toddy Bear, who is going to set his place on the grid 5 places down from where he qualifies. The only saving grace for him is that it is only the sprint race. He's got plenty of opportunity if he's got the pace to basically get those overtakes done. It may be a bit of work for him, but he can get those overtakes done, and then into the 50% race he could be in a lot better position. Having a look, it's still quite busy on track at the moment, and it does look like all drivers have swapped over to those soft tyres. The only driver still remaining on the medium tyres is R8 Storms, and I'm not sure if he is going to stick with that strategy or not, because obviously that tyre is quite a bit slower in comparison to the soft tyre. So he may wish to change strategy. The question is, does he have time to get into the pits, swap those tyres over and get a fresh set of soft tyres on? And the answer is absolutely yes. There is about 9 minutes left on the session, so that's plenty of time for him to hop into the pits, get a fresh set of soft tyres on, and head back out again. And just as I'm saying that, it does look like Tom Taka actually is putting a set of medium tyres on. The only thing is that he has already set a time on the soft tyre, so I would very much doubt that he will be able to improve that time on the medium tyre from the time that he set on the softs, but you know, who knows. And we can see R8 Storms pulling into the pits, so let's see if he comes out with a fresh set of soft tyres. His teammate Ross Wales also in the pits, and he has got a set of soft tyres on. Let's see what happens. iZombie setting a very nice time indeed, up into P3. It's a 1.8.4. We've got a couple of drivers now in the 1.8s. It's the top 6 drivers in the 1.8s, and actually it's a very, very close battle there. probably between the top 8 drivers in terms of time. There's really not much between them all there. It's a very nice thing indeed to see. And Namimbian boy just gets his time invalidated as I switch on to see what he is doing. Disappointing there. And obviously the challenges as well. We do have drivers who are putting in a number of laps on their tyres, and actually that could put them at a real disadvantage as well, because the problem there is that the more laps you do, the more wear you're putting on your tyres, and then obviously come race start, that does put you at a bit of a disadvantage to drivers who maybe only have 1 or 2 laps on their tyres. So if you can set a lap time that you're comfortable with and really avoid going out again, then that is probably the right move. Otherwise, come to the race, you will be at quite a disadvantage in comparison to your fellow racers who are on much fresher tyres. So it does look like the Namimbian boy is going round for another lap. He's got DRS here down the back straight, and he sets the fastest sector 1 time. That is a very, very nice sector 1 time from the Ferrari driver. And let's see what he can do in sectors 2 and 3. He's carrying quite an amount of speed there through the corner. And he's coming into sector 3 here now. And he's lost time in sector 2. That is really disappointing. Can he find any time in sector 3 as he makes his way back round the pit straight? He's got DRS assistance. What time can he put on the board? He just marginally improves on his time. But you can see that in sector 2 there is where he probably lost the biggest amount of time there. Go back to Tom Tarka on those mediums. You can see he is 3/10 up on his best time. He is not saving that time just yet. Is he heading into the pits? He is. I did suspect that he wouldn't be able to improve the time that he has done by swapping to the medium tyres. The question that we have is any of these drivers going to knock Dirty Chewbacca off provisional pole? Kaz 420 is very close, just 1/10 of a second off the fastest time off the session so far, and he is heading out again to set another lap time. It does look like he's got a fresh set of softs on there. And we do have SYM in the Haas has retired there in sector 2 as Kaz 420 heads down the pit straight. He's got DRS. He's looking to start his next flying lap to potentially take Dirty Chewbacca off provisional pole. Down the back straight here, another DRS assistance straight. And he has already saved 4/10 of a second. And he set the fastest sector 1 time there. It's a purple sector for Kaz 420 in the AlphaTauri. That is a fantastic sector 1 time there. Can he keep that momentum up in sectors 2 and 3? Dirty Chewbacca is probably watching in the pits thinking, does he need to head out again and potentially try and improve on his time? And he has found more time. It's another purple sector for Kaz 420. That is 2 fastest sectors in that lap. What can he do in sector 3 here? There is a Ferrari going slow ahead of him, but there is plenty of space to get around. And Kaz 420 does go for provisional pole position. He is the first driver up into the 1.7s. It's a 1.7.7. That is an extremely good lap indeed from Kaz 420. 3 minutes left on the clock. Dirty Chewbacca and iZombie both in the pits as we speak. Dirty Chewbacca's teammate Toddy Bear down in P4 at the minute. Still a very nice place to be indeed, but remember, he does have a 5-place grid penalty from where he qualifies, so he wants to get up quite as much as he possibly can. He has saved a little bit of time there in sectors 1. What can he do here in sector 2? There does appear to be a bit of traffic ahead of him. It is a Ferrari. It does look to be the Ferrari of Namibian Boy, or potentially Dawson. I'm not entirely sure. Namibian Boy it is. He pulls over to the side of the track to allow the Red Bull past, and into sector 2 we go. And he hasn't found any time in sector 2. He has not improved on that time just yet. Can he find any time in sector 3? Got DRS again. And no time to be found just yet. Is he heading straight into another flying lap? He is going quite fast there, so it does appear to be the case. And just with 1 minute and 30 left on the clock, Dirty Chewbacca and iZombie both still in the pits. No activity or any sign of them coming out of the pits at this stage, as Toddy Bear does invalidate that lap attempt. He could technically go again for a third attempt, but you can see his ERS has drained quite significantly there. I'm not sure what his fuel situation is like. Does he have enough fuel for a potential another qualifying run there? Not entirely sure at all. The XT Viper on a flying lap there, but he has lost time. Number of drivers out on track here, either with invalidated lap times or just not going as fast as what they were. And Ross Wheels on a flying lap, he is just marginally above his best time here in sector 2. Can he find any time in sector 2? And he has. He's found 0.3 of a second in sector 2. What can he find in sector 3? He is down in P11 at the minute. Where can he get to? He's got DRS. That DRS is wide open now for the McLaren. Down the pit straight and across the line. He has improved a little bit up into P10. Not probably where he would like to be, but not a bad starting place for a sprint race, as qualifying does come to an end. We do have a couple of drivers who are still out on flying lap attempts. Tom Taka just marginally above his best time as he makes his way into sector 2. There is still time to be found here for the Alpine driver, who is in 9th at the minute. Let's see what he can do in sectors 2 and 3. Oh, he just has a spin there. Disaster for the Alpine driver, who could have potentially found some time there. And that does appear to be the end of our qualifying session as we move on to our sprint race. 25% race here in Brazil. Stick with us, it's going to be a good one. This race is going to set the starting grid for our 50% race. And welcome back as CAS 420 leads us away on formation lap. So as I mentioned, this is our sprint race format. It is 18 laps, and the finishing position of the drivers will confirm the starting positions for our actual 50% league race. You can see in terms of tyre strategy there, majority of drivers have opted for the soft tyre. We do have a few who are on the medium tyres, so you have R8 Storms in P16, and then you have Rick, AMG Smithy, and Mecha 84 on the medium tyre. So it'll be interesting to see how that strategy pans out for those guys in comparison to the remainder of the grid who are on the soft tyre. CAS 420 set a fantastic lap in qualifying. He has got the pace here, although we do have quite a number of drivers who are behind him who can equally put him under quite a bit of pressure. Heading around the final corners here, CAS 420 looking to take his place on the grid in that P1 spot. And the Williams of Mecha 84 rounds off the grid, coming round the final couple corners. Drivers swerving from side to side there, trying to get as much heat into those tyres as possible, trying to get them in the optimum working window. Try and get the best possible start they can. And we are waiting for 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. It does look like Dirty Chewbacca did get a good start, but not quite as good as CAS 420, who leads into turn 1. And there's carnage already. Cars are spinning out everywhere. This is where the sprint race format gets really interesting. There's a McLaren and an Alfa Romeo facing the wrong way. Infinite is down into P20 already. Absolute disaster for Infinite. We do have cars that are battling away here. Toddy Bear has had a fantastic start hit. He did have a grid penalty, 5-place grid penalty, and he has made up those 5 places within the first couple of corners. Unbelievable performance from Toddy Bear, who is now up with his teammate. And what is happening here, Rick and Ross Wheels having contact, and the McLaren goes off, and Rick goes off as well. This is an absolute disaster of a start for these drivers. What is going on? It is more like bumper cars out there than Formula 1. CAS 420 up in the front already, has extended his gap to 1.6 seconds to Dirty Chewbacca. And the Haas of SYM has contact with the barrier. We have our first retirement of the session, and we have a virtual safety car out as the marshals look to clear away that debris that has shed across the track, and that virtual safety car has been upgraded to a full-blown safety car. What an unbelievable start this has been. Absolute chaos, absolute carnage. These drivers need to have a good look at themselves. Safety car is out. We do have a number of drivers in the pits as it stands. Luxie, R8 Storms, and Toddy Bear. Interesting to see if Toddy Bear is a planned stop or not. It does potentially look like it. He has swapped on to the hard tyres. He is going to want to make those tyres go to the very end. That will be a challenge indeed. And while a lot of drivers really had an unfortunate start there, CAS 420, it couldn't have been a better start for him. He started in first place and remains in first place. He was able to get into turn 1 and through turn 1 while avoiding all of the madness behind him. RIZE Brawler, fantastic start from him, up 14 places from the back of the grid up into P3. Obviously he will need to pit at some stage. We do have drivers who are pitting at the minute, but a very nice start indeed for RIZE Brawler. Dawson in the Ferrari up 7 places. This is unbelievable start. Kaz 420 has caught up to the safety car. You can see he slots in just right behind the safety car, and other drivers catch him. And Infinite is just catching up to the safety car. Rick behind Infinite is 10 seconds off, but he will close that gap quite quickly under safety car conditions. We'll have the safety car out for at least another lap, I would say. See a few more drivers heading into the pits. Tom Taka and Thunder Buddy both into the pits. Meanwhile, Rick has caught up to the back of Infinite there. Luxty slotting in behind, and iZombie, who has dropped down 8 places after a really unfortunate start. Does look like he has pitted, however, put those hard tyres on, and he could make those hard tyres go the full length of the race. Thunderbuddy, next driver to catch up to the back of the grid. He is slotting in behind Roberts in the Haas. His teammate did have a really bad crash there, and Toddy Bear does get a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Roberts, and Roberts equally gets the same. It does look like Roberts potentially went into the back of Toddy Bear there, and safety car is in this lap. We have the confirmation that we need. Kaz 420 does get the control of the pace off the grid here. He is just still going from side to side, getting some heat into those tyres, and then he can choose when he wants to go. Drivers behind him cannot overtake until he says so, and he gets a great start there as Dirty Chewbacca equally pulls away. All the drivers have branched out a little bit. Thankfully, it looks like all the drivers have made it through turn 1 this time without any issues. iZombie battling with DXT Viper, who has to go onto the grass to avoid contact with the Alpine. And we do have a McLaren that's sideways there. It is not McLaren's day here in this sprint race. Oh no, the Ferrari of Namibian Boy heads off into the barrier. It is not a DNF for the Ferrari driver, but that has cost him massively. He was battling with iZombie. Not exactly sure what the situation was there. Roberts now battling with R8 Storms and Ross Wheels. Ross going a little bit slow there, and Roberts going wide, and that just allows the gap to open up. Why? What is happening there? AMG Smithy was heading the wrong way and crashes directly into Roberts. And Roberts has no front wing and has to head into the pits, as does AMG Smithy. What an absolute disaster this is. And It has brought out another safety car for the drivers. Complete disaster. Kaz 420 and Dirty Chewbacca have both managed to avoid trouble, stay out of trouble, and they remain where they started. The Best Don't Mess equally has managed to do so, remaining in 5th place and Infinite in 6th. Dawson up 7 places. He does need to take to the pits at some stage, and with the safety car out and 6 laps on those soft tyres, this is probably the optimum time for him to head into the pits. But is he going to do so? He is. Ferrari driver is heading into the pits here. He heads into the pits in 4th place. Let's see where he comes out after his pit stop. And it looks like Dawson will head out there in P10. You can see there is a number of drivers who have all headed into the pits there. And those drivers that pitted earlier, you can see all the drivers now have made at least one pit stop. Ross Wales up 6 places into 4th. That is a very, very nice place for him indeed. DXT Viper also up into 3rd. iZombie up into 1st. So you've got the likes of Kaz and Dirty Chewbacca who have pitted, and actually this safety car has disadvantaged them to a degree. They now drop from 1st and 2nd down to 7th and 8th, and they've got quite a bit of work to do to get themselves back up into those starting positions. Equally, however, the likes of iZombie in a fantastic position now. He has a real opportunity to, if he plays it clean, stays out of trouble, he could really keep that P1 spot, and that could be a fantastic starting position for him for the 50% league race. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. We do have the safety car out for at least another lap. Let's see what happens. iZombie weaving from side to side there, getting plenty of heat into those tyres. And talking about tyres, you can see actually iZombie could be in a favourable position here. He does have Luxty, DXT Viper and Ross Wales behind him on medium tyres. He is on hard tyres which have the same amount of laps on them, but the hard tyre is going to last longer. It is not going to degrade as much as those medium tyres. So actually if he can fend off the likes of Luxty, DXT Viper and Ross Wales for the initial couple of laps, he could be in a very, very favourable position come the end of the race indeed. Drivers are heading through Sector 2 now, and we will get that confirmation if race control is coming in or not on this lap. And there we have it. Race control have confirmed safety car is in this lap. iZombie does get to control the pace. He is right up behind that safety car. He does slow off quite a bit now, and you can see Luxty is actually bunching the pack off there while iZombie decides to make a run for it. What is Luxty doing? He is completely bunched off the pack there, and that has given iZombie an unbelievable advantage. He's got a 2-second advantage already to the rest of the grid. That is unbelievable stuff there. And Dirty Chewbacca looking to make a move on Tom Taka. He goes around the outside there, and Tom Taka is defending quite nicely, but then he has a look on the inside. He is not giving up just yet, but he is under pressure from Jersey Brawler. And Tom Tarker's doing a fantastic job of defending here. Jersey Brawler keeping Dirty Chewbacca honest. We do have yellow flags out for the Ferrari of Namibian Boy, who has DNF'd. It is our second DNF of the session. I'm not really sure how it is only the second with some of the driving on show here, but we'll take it. Thunderbuddy right behind Ross Wheels. He's got a slipstream down the pit straight here. No DRS assistance yet, but it will come soon as we have... Oh no! Dirty Chewbacca and Dawson. Not sure what has happened there, but you can see both cars are on the track. And we have a number of drivers heading into the pits again. Some sort of contact has happened between Dawson and Dirty Chewbacca. Both drivers have DNF'd, and you can see the Red Bull of Dirty Chewbacca is just on the track. It's just on the track. iZombie now under quite a bit of pressure from Luxty, after Luxty did hold up the pack there. He has closed down that gap quite significantly indeed. 0.4 seconds separating these drivers. iZombie needs to do what he can to hold Luxty at bay. Got yellow flags out again there for the Williams of Mecha 84. DRS is enabled. Luxty will get DRS assistance down the pit straight, or not down the pit straight, down the back straight here. Let's see what he does. He's got his sights on that Alpine, and he's got DRS assistance. Can he get the overtake? He's not close enough. Kaz 420, and his teammate just bashes right through there, and then he gives the place back. Not sure what happened. Did he miss his braking point? Misjudge his braking point quite dramatically there. iZombie still under severe pressure here from Luxty, who is keeping within iZombie's DRS. He's staying tight to the apex to gain some time. It's just 0.4 seconds off, and he's within that DRS range. He brakes a little bit later than iZombie. He is closing that gap, and he's going to get DRS assistance down the pit straight. Can he get the overtake done this time? Let's find out. iZombie defends on the inside. Luxty has a look on the outside, but cannot get the move done on time. He's going to get a second attempt here coming up very shortly. iZombie's doing a fantastic job of defending here. Luxty's doing what he can, but is what he can do enough as Kaz 420 gets across, gets the overtake done on DXT Viper. Now he can close that gap between himself and Luxty, which is 1.7 seconds. And Thunderbuddy has gone off. Not sure what happened. Contact between him and Ross Wheels potentially. There's some shady driving on show today, boys. And Kaz 420 has closed that gap up dramatically. 0.8 seconds now for Kaz 420, as he will get DRS on Luxty, and Luxty just 0.2 seconds off iZombie. He is very close, a lot closer than what he was before. He is side by side with the Alpine, but he does have DRS assistance, and he's got the overtake done ahead of turn 1, and Luxty leads, but iZombie last minute lunge, and he gets the overtake back. This is fantastic racing between these two drivers, as Kaz 420 is getting in the mix here as well. Luxty, he's got DRS again on iZombie, and he gets that overtake done as Kaz 420 has a look. Kaz 420, what is he doing? This is really intense driving between these two drivers, and Kaz 420 and Luxty have contact, and iZombie heads straight through that mess, and he says, "See you later, boys," and he already creates over a second gap. Kaz 420 and Luxty, what a battle there between these two drivers. That was just too hard, too aggressive between the two of them. It was bound to happen. And I wonder if any of the drivers have sustained any damages as a result of it. Hopefully not. Kaz 420. Oh, he's going around the outside here. It is the wheel racing here between these two drivers, and Kaz 420 gets an overtake as iZombie has to take off the track to avoid contact there, but that is a fantastic overtake from Kaz 420. iZombie does get DRS on Kaz 420. He is thinking about the move, but he is just not close enough to justify the dive bomb there. But he is keeping Kaz 420 honest. He is right on his tail as Luxty is getting back in the mix again in the Williams. This is a fantastic battle between these three. It is very, very entertaining to watch indeed. And let's not rule out the XT Viper, who is now caught up to the back of Luxty. He's getting interested in this little battle. He wants a podium place here in this sprint. And actually, what's interesting to note here is Kaz 420 is the only driver in the top 4 who has a penalty. He's got a 3-second penalty. If he wants to keep that top spot, he needs to extend that gap. But at the minute, the gap is just 1.5 seconds. And Luxty is putting pressure on iZombie again. And he gets that move ahead of turn 1. iZombie will get DRS here, but Luxty is extending that gap quite a bit, so it doesn't look like iZombie will get the overtake done. Kaz 420 has a 1.5 second gap. He can now focus on extending that gap a bit further. Let's go to this battle with Infinite and Ross Wheels, 0.4 seconds. I mean, this has been one hell of a drama-filled race, sprint race. Plenty more to come in the full race, which will be coming up shortly. Right, iZombie, he's got his sights on Luxty. You can see he's already gaining quite a bit there. He's using his ERS, but there is really not much juice left in the battery for him. He gets DRS assistance. He gets the overtake on Luxty, but remember, Luxty will get DRS back on iZombie down this back straight here. Let's see what happens. Kaz 420 doing a fantastic job of extending that lead. He is now 2.2 seconds clear of iZombie, who is in P2. But Luxty is side by side with iZombie again, and he backs out of that move again. Unbelievable racing from these two drivers. And Infinite is closing the gap to Ross Wheels. Can he get a move? This is a tricky place to overtake, but it can be done. But it does not look like he is thinking about that move just yet. And Kaz 420 has extended that gap to 3 seconds. If he can keep that gap, he will keep P1. He's got 2 laps left. Can he keep that fantastic work up? And iZombie under pressure again from Luxty. Both drivers using their ERS here, but Luxty will get DRS. Is it enough though? iZombie does have a decent gap here, and he's nowhere near getting that overtake done into turn 1, but he's going to get a second attempt at it down the back straight. He's missing the apex. That's cost him a little bit of time. DRS open again, but again iZombie does look to be quite a bit ahead. He places his car on the inside. Great defending, great car placement from iZombie. And Infinite does get the overtake on Ross Wheels. That bumps him up into P5 and Ross Wheels into P6. You can see a lot of these drivers have made quite significant gains during the sprint race, which is fantastic to see. Luxty up 12 places. iZombie is also up, and DXT Viper up 2 places as well. He is not as close to the other 2 drivers fighting for that podium place, but he is still raced very, very well indeed. And Kaz 420, 3.5 second gap. Luxty got DRS again. He is on the outside. And he is just ahead of iZombie. iZombie breaks late there. And Luxty has to slot behind again, but he is a lot closer this time around to iZombie. And he has got DRS again. Can he get the overtake on iZombie? iZombie is doing a fantastic job of defending, placing his car exactly where he needs it to be. He is so close to keeping that P2 spot. He is very, very close indeed. Just a couple more laps and Kaz 420 has extended that gap quite significantly. He should be in the clear if he can get himself across these next couple of corners. Luxty is not letting up, however. 0.3 seconds. Can he get the overtake done? Is it going to be a last minute ditch across the finish line? We will find out as Kaz 420 is crossing the final corners here, and you can see them battling behind, and Kaz 420 will keep top spot going into the league race. Luxty quite a bit off there. It does not look like he's going to get the overtake done on time, as iZombie keeps P2, Luxty P3, DXT Viper crosses P4, Infinite crosses P5, however he does have penalties. Ross Wheels crossing P6, and Thunder Buddy, the best don't mess, and it dropping 3 places there. Toddy Bear down into P10. R8 Storms. And we are waiting on our final 4 drivers across the line. And that will conclude the sprint race. And if you stick with us, we'll be back very shortly for our full league race. And welcome back, everyone. We are back for our full-length league race here. Hopefully you enjoyed that last session. So basically the last race determined the grid starting order for this race. So you can see Kaz420 is starting in P1, iZombie in P2 and Luxty in P3. It was one hell of a battle between those three drivers in the sprint race, so let's see if we can continue that into this 50% race. In terms of tyre strategy, again, majority of drivers have opted for the medium tyre. We do have 3 drivers opting for the soft tyre. We do have 3 drivers opting for the medium tyre. That is I the Best Don't Mess, Mecha84 and Tom Tarka, so it'll be interesting to see again how those drivers fare. In terms of predicted pit stop strategy, you can see a one stop. It is soft to hard tyre, pitting around the 14 to 16 lap mark as Kaz420 is crossing these final corners. It's weaving from side to side. You might want to slow down a bit. There is a bit of a gap between him and iZombie, and then Luxty, who has sort of backed off a little bit. And if they arrive to the grid too early, that could mean that their tyres are going to be maybe a little bit colder than the other drivers. And starting and rounding the back of the grid there, it is SYM in the Haas. He is making his way to the grid here. Kaz420 is eagerly awaiting those 5 red lights. And we are ready to go racing. It is 5 red lights we're waiting for. And it is lights out and away we go. Kaz420 and iZombie equally get very good starts, but iZombie gets inside advantage there, and Kaz420 is fighting back on the outside. There is contact and iZombie gets hit twice, and there is contact again. This is an absolute disaster. There is a Mercedes without a front wing. It does look like I the Best Don't Mess or DXT Viper. I can't tell which driver it is, but that was so unlucky for iZombie. Who has dropped down quite a number of places there. That is just really unfortunate. But he can fight back on those places as Luxty is fighting back with Ross Wales. Luxty back up into the final podium place. But this is one hell of a battle as Infinite is up 3 places up into P2. This is a fantastic start for the Alfa Romeo driver. You can see all the drivers are very close again. Roberts on the back of Drowsy Brawler. We have yellow flags out again. It does look like Thunder Buddy is off the track somewhere as Kaz420 sets the fastest lap time off the session. iZombie looking to get a move on Ross Wheels, but he does not have the RS assistance he needs just yet. Luxty was able to get the overtake on Ross Wheels, and iZombie is yet to get that move done. Can he, or can Ross Wheels keep him at bay? Oh, he's going around the outside there, but Ross Wheels has some fantastic defending moves. He's placing that McLaren very nicely indeed. He's making it very difficult for iZombie to get past. But Luxty is getting a move on Infinite. And there's a little bit of contact between those two drivers. I'm sure Infinite isn't going to be happy with that. Can he fight back on Luxty? He does have a little bit of a slipstream there. He's using his ERS. What way he's going to go? He's going to go around the inside. And Luxty is breaking late, and Luxty keeps ahead there in P2. Ross Wheels still manages to keep iZombie at bay. But iZombie is in a bit of a tricky situation here. He is in a McLaren sandwich, and he has got pressure from Ariat Storms from behind as well. Dawson gets a move done on Tom Parker. Actually, both Ferraris do, and a Williams as well. And also the Haas of SYM is getting interested and gets a move done there. Goes a little wide. And the Ferraris are battling it out. Heading back up to the front runners again. Luxty is getting interested in Infinite again. He's got DRS assistance there. He's going round the outside. Infinite's got the inside line, but is Luxty ahead? He is definitely ahead into turn 1 there. Infinite will get another go at it again. See, he's got DRS, and we do have yellow flags out. iZombie is dropping down. What is happening with iZombie? Oh, he has dropped down quite a bit again. Oh, look at this battle. Toddy Bear trying to get a move on Drowsy Brawler, and he makes that move stick. That is very, very nice racing from Toddy Bear, up into 6th place. Drowsy Brawler is under pressure from Roberts. Haas driver is right on the rear end of the Alfa Romeo. Oh, he's going for the inside move here. And it kind of looks like he pushes Drowsy Brawler off there to get that move done, and Drowsy loses out in a place to Dirty Chewbacca, who is looking on the inside there. There's a little bit of contact between the Red Bull and the Haas. The Haas does have DRS, does the Red Bull? No, he does not. The XT Viper has retired, and you can see the car on track there. That is a disaster for the XT Viper, down 16 places and first retiree off the session, as Drowsy Brawler has a look on the inside there. He cannot make the move stick just yet, but he is going to fight back with DRS down the back straight here. But the Red Bull's got DRS, but Dirty Chewbacca is on the outside, and Drowsy Brawler is on the inside. This is a fantastic battle between these two drivers. And Dirty Chewbacca does back off a little bit there, and concedes the spot to Drowsy Brawler at this stage. Kaz420 has already extended his gap by 3.8 seconds. This boy is absolutely flying today. Fantastic in the sprint race, and fantastic again in this race so far. But we are only 5 laps in. There is a lot that can change over the course of this race. Roberts up in P7, up 6 places from where he started. Drowsy Brawler right on his back. He's got the DRS. The Haas driver is squeezing him, but there's not much he can do. Oh, what is going on here? There is very, very close between the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo, and actually Roberts comes out best out of all 3 drivers there. This is absolute carnage between these 3 drivers. I am surprised that no one has crashed. Just as I say that, Drowsy Brawler, where has he gone? Into the barrier. It does look like Roberts potentially caused that. His Namibian boy has also retired on track, and we have a full safety car out. The safety car is out. We're 6 laps in, and the safety car is out. Will we see any early pit stops here? That lead that Kaz420 worked so hard to build, he is going to have to do all of that hard work again. Kaz420 isn't in the pits, but Infinite is heading into the pits. He is swapping those soft tires for a set of hards, and this is an interesting strategy indeed, because I assume he's wanting to make those. Oh, the Red Bulls are doing a double stack. That was beautiful. Beautiful double stack from Red Bull. That was perfectly timed as Toddy Bear heads out and he hits. Oh no! Toddy Bear hits the barrier on the pit straight. Oh! What? And he somehow survives that. Does he have damage to his front wing? He does. He's missing part of his front wing. He's going to have to head into the pits again. That is an absolute disaster for Toddy Bear. All that hard work from the Red Bull mechanics, and he's going to need to go in and give them more work to do. At least the safety car is still out, so he'll get another cheap pit stop, but that is not ideal from Toddy Bear indeed. Yeah, so just going back to Infinite, and obviously a couple of other drivers have opted for this strategy as well. They're sticking the hard tires on, and I assume that they're sticking them on to last them to the end of the race. The race is 36 laps long, and actually the predicted pit stop strategy for a one stop was predicting that the drivers would head into the pits around lap 14. So it's currently lap 7 and just going into 8 there. So these drivers are stopping quite a bit earlier for a new set of tyres that are potentially going to do them to the end of the Grand Prix. So be interesting to see how tyre wear is at the end of the race, and how that's going to impact the performance of the car and strategy. So it'll be interesting to see. R8 Storms, in other news, is up 10 places from where he started. I believe he hasn't pitted yet. Infinite is the only driver there in the top 4 who has pitted. This could really work in Infinite's favour. Really could work for his favour indeed. I think we'll have safety car for another lap, because it does look like we're still waiting on a couple of other drivers just closing up onto the back of the safety car line there. And R8 Storms is definitely going to be vulnerable against Infinite when the safety car does decide to come in, purely based on the fact that he is on old soft tyres and Infinite is on a nice set of fresh hard tyres. So it'll be interesting to see when the restart comes who gets the better. And all the drivers have made their way up to the safety car. Just Dawson, who is going to round that up for us. He makes his way up to the back of Meki there. And there we have it. Safety car is in this lap. Let's see how R8 Storms responds to this. He's weaving from side to side currently. Infinite getting a bit trigger happy there. He's getting very, very close to that McLaren indeed. And the McLaren does decide to go off there. And Infinite, not bad reaction times indeed. Still 0.4 seconds between the drivers. Getting a nice little slipstream there. down the straight, and he's going to get even more of a slipstream down the back straight as well. So let's see, can he get an overtake on R8 Storms? He's going a bit wide there. That's going to cost him time. That's cost him massive amounts of time there. And Roberts and Kaz 420 are battling it out there. And Roberts looking to get a move on Smithy. Kaz 420 now on the back of I the Best Don't Mess. And R8 Storm's done a fantastic job to hold off Infinite so far. 1.6 second gap. Infinite really needs to be working hard to try and decrease that gap and get an overtake on him as quickly as possible. And speaking of overtakes, Kaz 420 does get a move on I the Best Don't Mess, and down the pit straight they go. I the Best Don't Mess is close, but not close enough to get a move done just yet. And Thunderbuddy gets a fantastic move on Ross Wheels, and Ross Wheels is vulnerable, and Drowsy Brawler takes advantage of that and moves up into P7, and Ross Wheels drops down into P8. And Toddy Bear is putting Ross under some pressure now. It's Red Bull 9th and 10th currently. Kaz 420's done a fantastic job of catching up to the back of Infinite, and he is now putting Infinite under some pressure. But remember, Kaz is on those soft tires. Are they new ones? They are new soft tires, so he is committing to a two-stop strategy, whereas Infinite looks like he has opted for the one-stop strategy, unless things change. Kaz is going around the outside here. Breaks late, gets the move done. Infinite can't fight back here because he's going to get DRS on Kaz. But those softs are looking too quick for those hard tires. And he's got DRS, but it's not doing an awful lot for him. Drowsy Brawler is on the back of Roberts here. You can just see how close he is to the Haas. This is a nice little scrap for 4th place here. And Drowsy is very close to Roberts. He's going to get one nice slipstream. He's going to get some DRS assistance. But is he going to get the overtake? Let's find out. He's pulled back a little bit there. He pulls out. It's late braking. And there is contact between the Haas and Drowsy, and the both drivers have spun out on track. And I have to say that does seem to be Roberts' fault. He is just not giving Drowsy the space that he needs at all. Somehow he was managed to avoid spinning out there. But that was not a very clean move from the Haas driver at all. And he's now under pressure from the Red Bull off Toddy Bear. .3 seconds separate the Haas and the Red Bull. Doesn't even look like Toddy Bear will need DRS to get past the Haas. He is already side by side with the Haas. He's got DRS now. He's starting to pull away on the pit straight. And he has got that overtake done. He is up into 6th place. That is him up 4 places from where he started the race. That's very, very nice indeed. And R8 Storms has conceded the place to Cas 420, who can now ply on. And Infinite is dropping back a little bit, but he is not under a lot of pressure at the minute. If he plays it right, he could end up on the podium. As Luke D sets the fastest lap, Toddy Bear's now got his sights on I the Best Don't Mess. 0.5 seconds separating these two. And he's looking to get that overtake done. He pulls under the inside of the Mercedes. He's got DRS and he's got the move just before turn 1 there. The Best Don't Mess will get the opportunity to fight back here with DRS, but Toddy Bear does appear to be pulling away quite a bit. He's got DRS, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the overtake done. And you can see now all the drivers have really started to spread out, and this is the closest battle on track that we have. Dirty Chewbacca is up 10 places from where he started the race, and he's got his sights on I the Best Don't Mess. He wants to get up there with his teammates. And we have yellow flags out. And it is Aston Martin going slow there. Not sure if it is AMG Smithy or Rick. I think it might be AMG Smithy. Dirty Chewbacca is using his ERS. He's got plenty of power there. Pulls out on the outside. He's got the ERS as well. And I the Best Don't Mess hops into the pits, as does R8 Storms. And Dirty Chewbacca up into 5th place. Toddy Bear up into 4th. Very nice. Let's see where R8 Storms comes out here. Kaz has created a 4.5 second gap between him and P2. That is fantastic racing there to extend that gap. And R8 Storms is behind back marker of Dawson in the Ferrari. I imagine he'll be getting blue flags soon to allow that McLaren past. Thunderbuddy is starting to close the gap to Infinite. He will get DRS, I believe. There we have it. DRS is open. It's not going to be close enough this time around, I don't think, but he will get a second attempt. .3 seconds. He's going to get his second attempt. Is he going to get the overtake this time around? Infinite tries to do a bit of defending there, but there's really not much he can do. Thunderbuddy does get that overtake, and what an overtake that was. That was a very nice move from the AlphaTauri driver. Infinite now into P3, but he is just 0.3 seconds behind Thunderbuddy. This is a fantastic battle between these two. Oh, you can see the rear end of Infinite there just got very, very eager indeed. He was lucky he didn't spin out, but you can see he's just backing away out of DRS range. That cost him quite a bit of time. Unlucky. And again, drivers have all started to bunch out again. We do have Rick, who is getting close to Ross Wheels. He's got the inside line up the hill, and he should get DRS. I'm not sure where the DRS detection zone was there. And actually it is Ross Wheels who's got DRS on Rick. He's starting to close the gap again. And Rick starts to pull away. Again, guys, there's really not much happening. Drivers have all started to bunch out quite a bit. Kaz is leading a fantastic race, 5.8 second gap to his teammate Thunderbuddy, who is up 6 places from where he started the race. Equally, Infinite is doing a fantastic job holding it in P3, up 2 places from where he started, and Toddy Bear's up 6 places along with his teammate Dirty Chewbacca, who is up 12. So actually a fantastic race for Red Bull. For both drivers, and actually Dirty Chewbacca is heading into the pits there. He is on the soft tires, and it looks like he's going to be swapping to a new set of tires. I believe they've got the mediums out there for him, or no, actually soft tires. Very good, so he's going to get those soft tires to the end. Dirty Chewbacca does get that move on Roberts. He's on those fresh soft tires. That is definitely going to be helping him. And there is quite a good amount of time left in the race. He could close that gap to R8 Storms, as Toddy Bear has closed the gap to Infinite. And Kaz 420 has pitted for a new set of tires there, I believe. Medium tires. So Toddy Bear's now putting the pressure on Infinite. Toddy Bear's going to get DRS assistance again. Let's see, can he get the move on the Alfa Romeo this time around? Not close enough just yet. And Dirty Chewbacca sets the fastest lap time off the session. That is definitely going to help him to close the gap on R8 Storms. It is now down to 5.4 seconds. He is closing the gap quite rapidly indeed. Thunderbuddy's heading into the pits now. That will bring Infinite up into... Oh, he's actually heading into the pits. And what is going on here? The Red Bull of Toddy Bear has overtook Infinite in the pits. That is an unbelievably cheeky move. And I actually don't know if that is legal or not. I know Sebastian Vettel did that in China a number of years ago, but... and Toddy Bear is away there. Infinite served a penalty, I believe, and is off as well. This is shaking things up very, very much indeed. As Toddy Bear makes his way past the back marker, Dawson and Red Bull are currently 4th and 5th. Kaz 420's got an 8-second lead now to his teammate. Again, not much battle happening here. We do have the best of mess is starting to close that gap to Rick in the Aston Martin, and Rick is getting close to Roberts in the Haas. It goes quite a bit wide there. And we have yellow flags out. Not sure exactly what for, but Rick's super close now to the Haas, and the Haas does go a bit wide there. And he's under pressure from the best of mess. The best of mess got the inside line, and he's got the overtake up in 8th place, and Rick up into 7th. Very nice indeed from both of these drivers. Yellow flags out again. Dirty Chewbacca's doing a fantastic job on those new soft tires. He has closed that gap down very, very rapidly indeed. 0.7 seconds now behind R8 Storms. And he could very much see himself on the podium today. It's very possible. .5 seconds behind R8 Storms. He's going to get DRS assistance here. You can see R8 Storms on 12 lap old hard tires versus 6 lap old soft tires. And he is at a massive disadvantage here. And Dirty Chewbacca getting very, very close indeed. He's going to get a second attempt down the back straight with DRS assistance. Can he get the move done this time around? R8 Storms is defending very nicely indeed. And there's just 6 laps left. And we've got back markers coming up here. Back marker of SYM. Gets out of the way very nicely, not to disturb this battle for the final podium position. And I do think Dirty Chewbacca does have the upper hand based on tire choice and strategy. Heading down pit straight again, he's got DRS. R8 Storms is pulling out away again very nicely indeed. Gap is closing. He's late on the brakes. He's closed the gap. R8 Storm's just making it very, very difficult indeed to try and get this overtake done. He is fighting with all of his life here. And the Red Bull is just throwing everything at the wall and just hoping something will stick. Just 0.3 seconds between these two drivers. It is tremendously close. Can Dirty Chewbacca get the overtake done this time round? He's heading up the hill. He is a lot closer than what he was last time. He's got DRS again. Can he get that overtake? He's getting in. Again, just can't do it. R8 Storms is placing that McLaren so strategically on that track to make it extremely difficult for the overtake. And it looks like it's coming this time. Potentially he's definitely a lot closer, but R8 Storms again just making it so difficult to get around the McLaren. Dirty Chewbacca is just doing what he can, but what he can is not enough at this stage. And his teammate Toddy Bear has closed the gap. Hopefully he will just remain behind until Dirty Chewbacca gets that move on R8 Storms, and then he can attack. Hopefully he doesn't try to attack his teammate while he is trying to overtake R8 Storms. Let's see, are they team players or are they just all for one? And SYM has been disqualified from the session as he's received multiple penalties. R8 Storms very vulnerable right now. Dirty Chewbacca is gaining, and he is pulling alongside the McLaren, and he is now ahead of the McLaren. He finally gets that move done, but the McLaren is fighting back. But Dirty Chewbacca keeps ahead. McLaren does get DRS down this pit straight, I believe, or the back straight. No, he's fighting back indeed. He's got the inside line, and he's got that overtake on Dirty Chewbacca again. Oh, this is one hell of a battle. There's just 3 laps left here. As Thunderbuddy has also closed up the Kaz, I imagine hopefully he will just let Kaz get on with it. It's time for Dirty Chewbacca to give it another go. Oh, his teammate is right on him. And the Red Bulls are coming at him at all angles. Oh, Toddy Bear's having a go. And Toddy Bear does say, do you know what, that's enough to Dirty Chewbacca, it's my turn. We've just got 2 laps left to get this move done, and Toddy Bear is going to do what he can. .5 seconds separating the 2 drivers. Is Toddy Bear going to get the move on the McLaren this time? Oh, he's very close indeed. It's very, very close indeed. R8 Storm's placing the McLaren very nicely, and he is squeezing the Red Bull onto the outside. And he holds position for now, but Toddy Bear is still fighting back. He's too far away. Again, the McLaren is doing a fantastic job at defending here. Can he hold out for 2 more laps? Just 2 more laps is all he needs. And Thunderbuddy has actually overtaken Kaz, but Kaz is 0.5 seconds off Thunderbuddy. Is he going to get that back? Thunderbuddy is on the soft tires, Kaz is on the mediums. And Kaz is fighting back. It is AlphaTauri versus AlphaTauri, but Kaz does get the move into turn 1. Thunderbuddy does get the opportunity to fight back here with DRS. He pulls alongside on the inside. Kaz didn't do much to defend there. And Thunderbuddy does get the move on Kaz again. Can Kaz do anything to get that pole position back before the checker flag? It is very, very close indeed. And the Red Bulls are still jockeying with this McLaren, but they cannot do anything. It is not possible. Kaz 420 after all that. He is very close. Can he get the move done here before the line? Can he get it done? Oh, look at this. He gets the move done, does he? No, he doesn't. Thunderbuddy just ahead there. Kaz 420 in second. R8 Storm still under immense pressure here from the Red Bulls behind. Is Toddy Bear going to get that move done? Oh, there's contact between the 2 drivers. Oh my god. On the final pit straight, and there is contact between those 2 drivers. Ah, disaster. What a sour note to end that battle on. Both drivers losing their front wings. But thankfully, that was all it was. They were able to still classify. It didn't impact their finishing position too much. Unbelievable. And that is us for an action-packed Brazil. Thanks for sticking in and watching. We're back tomorrow with our Division 3 drivers. Second round of their championship, and they will be racing here in Brazil in the sprint race format. So feel free to watch tomorrow. It will be another entertaining one to watch.